Hello and welcome to another section in further mathematics. In this section we'll be talking on the topic polynomial, but before we move ahead I would like us to do a review of our previous lesson. Okay, welcome back. In our previous lesson we did something about the quadratic equation, and we said it's an equation whose highest power of unknown is raised to the power 2. And we are also familiar with the linear equation. And a linear equation, okay, this is 1, this 2. A linear equation is an equation whose highest power of unknown is equals 1. Now look at what I'm trying to say in essence. When you have an equation of this notch, now what is the unknown? X. We are looking for x. Now the highest power of the power is what stands as a superscript. Now the unknown here, the x here is 1 and here is 2. So the highest power of unknown here is 2. So when you have an equation whose highest power of unknown is 2, it's called a quadratic equation. While on the other way around, if the highest power of the unknown is 1, it's called a linear equation. But if the power of the unknown is greater than 2 plus 4x2 plus 3x plus 2, an equation like this is known as a polynomial equation. So if the power of the unknown, if the highest power of the unknown is 2, it's being called a quadratic equation. If the highest power of the unknown is 1, it's called a linear equation. But if it is above 2, be it 3, 4, 5, 6, if you see an equation of a kind, 4x raised to the power 7, 4x raised to the power 9 is being classified as a polynomial equation. Now when you talk about equality of two polynomial equation, now equality, two polynomial can only be equal now two polynomials can only be equal if a is equal to 4, b is equal to 3, 1 is equal to 1 here, and 6, the constant term, is the same thing as a constant term. This is the only way two polynomial can be equal. If not, it is not possible. So for two polynomial to be equal, now the subscript that is being attached to each of the variables, that's the x variables, must be equal and uniform. Then that is when you can have equality of a polynomial. Now talking about addition. Now addition of a polynomial, you add polynomial in the same way you add a normal number. So you add a polynomial that has the same power of x to itself. So if you want to add this polynomial plus this polynomial, Now what we need to take into consideration is you put a line and you add 4x plus 3x is 7x 3. You only add the power, you have the power of x3, a power of x3, you only add what is here together. If there is 2x here, you can add it to 4x3. So 5x3 plus this is 7x2. X plus this is 3x, and this plus minus this is minus 7, which is equal to 0. It is wrong to add 4x3 plus 2x squared. It's wrong. You must consider the power of x and you consider what is attached to it, so you act like together. That's how polynomial, and the same thing happens to subtraction. So if you want to perform 4x3 plus 2x2 plus x minus 3 equals 0, you want to subtract minus 2x plus 4 from this, your answer will still be this 4x3. Since there's nothing to subtract, you bring it down, 4x3, no matter the position. 2x2, there's no 2x2, you still have your 2x2. Now x minus, there's x here, x minus x is minus 2x is minus x, while minus 3 minus 4 is minus 7. So for this other one, this is the variable that you're going to have. So addition and subtraction of polynomial is just a straightforward idea that can be applied at any given point in time. Now what if we have a polynomial, let's say px equals 2x3 plus 3x2 plus x minus 1 equals 0, and you're being told to find p1, number 2, you're being told to find p0, and you're being told to find p3. Now what you need to do in this case, let's deal with the first one. P1 means, you know, we have px to be this, so p1 simply means replacing x with 1 in this equation. So the value of our p1, remember this number 1, becomes 2 1 raised to the power of 3 plus 3 1 square plus 1 minus 1. So with this, you now have 2 plus 3, which is equal to 5. So our p1 is 5. Now let's do for the number 2, p0. We now have 2 0 raised to the power of 3 plus 3 0 square plus 0 minus 1, and with this, this is 0, this is 0, this also 0, so your answer is minus 1. Now let's do for p3, which is the third one. We now replace 3. We have 2 in bracket 3 raised to the power 3 plus 3 in bracket 3 square plus 3 minus 1. Now we move ahead. This is 2. 3 into 3 into 3 is 27 plus 3 into 2 is 9 plus 3 minus 1. So 2 times 27 is 54 plus 3 times 9 is 27 plus 3 minus 1, which is plus 2. Now let's do normal addition. We have 70, 81, 82, 83. So your answer here is 83. You can see that it's just a straightforward arithmetic. Since there's x1 here, since there's x here, when you have p1, p0 and p3, you just replace the value of x with whatever thing that is being given to you in the equation, and you go ahead into having your answers. Another factor I would like us to talk about is multiplication of polynomial. Now, when you talk about multiplication of polynomial, it is well understood that multiplication of polynomial still takes shape of the same multiplication. Like if you have, okay, let me say this is a polynomial, 2x3 plus 2x2 plus x minus 1, and the second question is, and the second polynomial is x4 plus 2x3 plus x2 minus x plus 5 equals 0. All you just need to do is to repeat the same thing you do in normal multiplication. You write it x4 plus 2x3 plus x2 minus x plus 5, then you multiply it by minus 1 plus x plus 2x squared, then you have plus 2x3. You bring down your line. The same thing you perform during normal multiplication. You just go into doing minus 1 times 5 is minus 5. You write it down. Minus 1 times x is plus x. Minus 1 times x squared, minus x squared, sorry. Minus 1 times this will give you minus 2x3, and minus 1 times this will give you minus x4. Now you do for the second one. X times 5 is 5x. You place it where you have x. X times this minus x times plus x is minus x squared. Now minus x times this is x3. You put it down here plus x3. X times this is 2x4 plus 2x4. Then x times this will give you x5 plus x5. You do for the third one. 2x squared times 5 is 10x squared. 2x squared times is minus 2x3 minus 2x3. Remember, here is plus, minus 2x3. Then 2x squared times this is 4x is 4. Okay, you've not done for this. This is 2x4. So you now have plus 2x4 plus 2x4. Then this times this will give you 4x5, which is a plus sign, plus 4x5. Then this times this will give you 2x6. 2x6. Now you perform for the last one. 2x raised to power 3 times 5 is 10x raised to power 3, which is a plus sign, 10x raised to power 3. And the next one now is this 2 times this is minus 2x4 minus 2x4. The next one is now this times this is plus 2x5 plus 2x5. And the next one is this 4x6 plus 4x6. And the last one is 2x7, which is 2x7. Now you add by drawing your line. You bring it down. This multiplication of polynomial. You have your minus 5, no hindrance. You start adding. X, this is a plus sign. X plus 5x is 6x. There's a plus sign here. Now in front of it, minus x squared minus x squared is minus 2x squared. Plus 10 is plus 8x squared. There's a plus sign. Then minus 2x cubed plus x cubed, okay, will now give you minus x cubed, minus this will give you minus 3x cubed, plus this will give you plus 7x cubed. Then you come down this way, there's a minus sign here, so minus minus is minus 3, and this is plus 4, so it's plus x raised to the power 4. And here we now have x5 plus 4, which is 5x5, plus 2 is 7x5. This is a plus sign. This is 6x6 plus 2x7. So if you multiply this polynomial, by the time you finish multiplying this polynomial, this will definitely be your answer. And I can see the multiplication is just as simple as a normal multiplication table. It's not that stressful. So one of the things I would like you to do is to refresh your memory on what we've just discussed on this topic. Take the test that will be coming up very soon on your screen. Do well to use the lesson notes on the platform for a better information on the topic we've discussed. Thank you. See you next time.